In this video, I'm going to show you your triad of creation, how your reality comes about, and how to find alignment and stick to it so that you can consistently see the changes in your physical world. So if that's interesting to you, you want to stick around because this has been changing my life from the inside out, and I'm going to share examples with you today. Okay, so speaking of the physical world, your 3D reality, you exist in this 3D reality, but not only that, you are not only a physical being, you are having a physical experience, but the physical plane is not the fundamental plane. It's not the fundamental reality, even though we have been trained to believe that that's the case. So let me show it to you. Let me illustrate clearly what I'm talking about, okay? So your triad of creation is represented by this triangle here. Here is the spiritual plane of your existence. Here is the mental plane of your existence. And over here is the physical plane of your existence, okay? So you exist in all of these three. The physical world is the world perceived via your five senses. It's the stuff you can see, smell, taste, hear, touch, right? That's not the fundamental plane. That's not the fundamental reality. This is the result. It's the world of effect. So this is you in the physical. It's your body. It's represented by your physical body. You can touch your physical body. You can smell your physical body. You can taste your physical body. You can see your physical body and all other physical things in this plane. Now that's the easy part, right? We can all see it with the senses. Now let me tell you how you exist in the spiritual plane and in the mental plane. Okay, let's begin with the spiritual one. The spiritual plane is the emotional plane, is the plane of emotion. And remember, emotion means energy in motion. This is your heart. Right here, your heart. Can you feel things? Can you feel the emotions? Can you feel the feelings right now? Yeah. This is you in the spiritual plane, okay? Now, can you perceive those feelings with your five senses? Can you hear them? Can you taste them? Can you touch them? No, right? So they're not here in the physical plane. It's the spiritual plane, the emotional plane. Nonetheless, it's right here. You exist in it right now, right? So that's your heart, your intuition, your emotion, your feelings, your higher guidance. Now the mental plane, you also exist there. It's your thoughts, the beliefs, the stories you carry with yourself, right? You're existing there right now. There's no pause button. It's happening at all times. Can you see your mental, the mental plane? Can you taste it? Can you hear it? No, you don't perceive them with your five senses. So you don't perceive your thoughts with your five senses, your beliefs, your visualizations. You don't perceive your emotions with your five senses, right? So we're dealing here with the visible world, and these two here, it's the invisible. Now the invisible world is the fundamental reality. It's the creative part of reality. So as an analogy, think of the mental and the spiritual planes. The spiritual plane is your heart and the mental plane is your mind. So they're right here with you and also your body. So body, heart, and mind, all happening at the same time. And so your mind and your heart, they are the creative force. Think of it like, you know, your mind is the paintbrush and your heart is the ink or the paint. And so It's creating at all times, and this is invisible. We don't perceive those things with the five senses, right? It's invisible. Your physical reality, or what is represented by your body and the physical things in this physical experience, is like the Canva, right? So the Canva is the result. The Canva is not creating anything. It's just expressing the result of the creation. Who's creating it? Mind, heart, the paintbrush, the paint, and you are painting your life onto the Canva. So the Canva is not the fundamental world, it's the expression, it's the final thing. What's creating? The fundamental world, the one that we don't perceive with our five senses, the invisible one. So your thoughts, your beliefs, the ideas you carry about yourself, your self-identity, and the emotions that go along with that. You're painting your life onto the screen of the Canva, the physical world. And so a lot of times we're looking at the painting and we don't like what we see. And then we're trying to fix the painting. But the painting is not creative. You can't tell the painting to rearrange itself because it's not creative. But because we have been trained to pay attention to the painting, to the physical world, all the time, and ignore the invisible world, we're stuck, we're trapped in a loop, right? And so we're fighting the painting, we're fighting the Canva in hopes that it will magically show something else for us. But we forgot that what's creating is literally the paintbrush and the paint as we go along, telling the same stories over and over in our minds, and then believing and feeling into those stories, right? And we're recreating the same things over and over. So the mirror principle, let me draw it for you. So I'm gonna tilt the triangle so it makes perfect sense now. So your triad of creation, this is your physical world, okay? The 3D. And this is the spiritual and the mental. The paintbrush and the paint, the ideas you entertain, the feelings that go along with that, and then the more ideas you entertain as a result, there's a loop here, right? Your thoughts and your emotions. They are projecting onto the screen of your physical reality all those things that are going on in the invisible world. The invisible world is the world of cause, okay? So we are causing it all with our state of being. What's your identity? Who do you identify as being? What are the thoughts that go along with that? What are the beliefs there? They are being projected out onto the screen of life, and that's how you create your reality. So fundamental world, the invisible world, world of cause. Non-fundamental world, the physical world, the world you perceive with your five senses. It's the result, it's the Canva. You want to change what's here, you want to change what's showing up in your 3D world, you get to go back to the fundamental world, which is the invisible world. I love the analogy of the printer and the printouts, right? Imagine a printer that is printing from a file that is in the computer, and this file contains a few typos. And so you get the printout and you're like, oh my gosh, this is not looking good. I don't like it. I want to fix this. So what would you do if you were faced with this situation? Would you fight the page, or would you simply go back to the computer and change what's in the file? Right? But because the 3D experience is illusory, it's a real experience, but its nature is illusory. Because it's illusory, we get trapped in it. And then instead of looking at the page, seeing the typo and going back to the computer to change the file, we begin fighting the page. And then we're scratching words, we're writing stuff on top of it, but the pages with typos keep coming, you know, and it's like again and again and again and again, and you're tired and you're exhausted and you don't know what's going on when it's actually simple. This is what's creating the pages. This is what's creating your reality. And so we get to ignore the result because the result is non-creative. It's just it's the complete expression. We get to go back to the source so that the creative source can begin producing stuff that's more to our liking. Right? And so this is the mirror principle. The external reality, your 3D reality, is a projection, which is to say that it's reflecting back to you. So your 3D reality is reflecting back to you whatever is going on here for you in your spiritual world, your emotional world, and your mental world. It's a reflection. So you see the Canva, it's like you painted it, but you don't see the hand, you don't see the paintbrush, and you don't see the paint. You don't smell the paintbrush, you don't smell the paint. You don't touch the paintbrush, you don't touch the paint. That's the thing, you know? But you're painting it at all times. And so you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Why? Because of this, okay? So who are you being? And this leads me to the next point, which is self-identity. Who are you being? Because the person that you are is the person that you see in the external world living with all of its creations. Did this make sense? The person that you are is the person that is attracting all the experiences that match the person who you're being. Okay, so self-identity is key. Because a lot of times we're wanting the Canva to change, but when nothing changes inwards, then the expression will be the same. Because the paintbrush and the paint are being instructed to paint the same images. And you're tired of the images. So shifting your self-identity is key, because then you will see a different reflection in your experience, okay? And so how do you shift your self-identity? Well, you basically have two ways here. You can literally shift your self-identity first, or you can change your habits first. Either one, because they are interconnected. If you change your habits, if you change the way you do things, then the new habits you embody, they will begin affecting your self-identity. So this is about embodying. Getting a different image on the screen of the Canva is about embodiment of new energy, because then you will be painting another image. And so when you change your habits, you are embodying different frequencies. And so over time, as you keep doing those different things, automatically you will become that new person that does those things that way, meaning the new habits. So this is one way to go about things. So when I began filming YouTube videos, it was a new habit. So every week I'm filming videos, I'm posting videos, I'm talking to people, people are talking back to me, and you keep at it. So it's a new habit that you embody and you sustain. Automatically, my self-identity shifts, because it's like now I am a creator. I don't only consume content. I make content. I produce content. I share my content with people, which is my medicine. I share my medicine with people. People resonate with my medicine. Some people don't. Totally fine. And so you embody that new personality, really. And so your self-identity changes. And then the stuff you see on your Canva begins to change. So this is one way, right? And then you can embody multiple habits that will change who you are as a result. Now there's another way to go about this, because your self-identity also affects your habits. Because when you identify as someone who's productive, and that's not just an idea, okay? It's embodiment. When you embody the frequency of someone who's productive, the way you do things will change, right? And so in manifestation, there's this thing where people say about being delusional. And for our third dimensional minds, this might sound a little out there, or like even negative, right? Because delusional is a negative thing. Typically, right? Oh, so-and-so is delusional. Out of touch with reality, right? But that's the asleep point of view. And I say this with love, okay? Because when we're coming from the physical plane only, and we only believe the things we perceive with our senses, then we're so very limited. Because the world that we perceive with our senses is not the fundamental one. So being delusional is actually being very lucid, because we live in a dream. This is a dream. When we wake up from this dream, meaning when the physical body dies, it's like, oh my gosh, it's just like waking up from a dream when you're sleeping. It's like, oh, that was not fundamental. Felt very real. It was not fundamental at all. So it's the same thing as above, so below, right? And so when we're coming from this perspective that the physical world that we perceive with our five senses is fundamental, and let's be very lucid and not delusional, then we're limiting ourselves. And so being delusional in manifestation is about ignoring current circumstances, getting out of touch with the reality you don't want more of anymore, okay? So you're getting out of touch with that because you're letting it go. And you're allowing for the inner shifts to take place and begin painting a new image that's more to your liking. And so when that's what you do, you become delusional to the point where you begin embodying this new self-identity more and more. Then you reinforce the new habits that will reinforce your self-identity, and you will see different images in your Canva. Believe me, they change. We live in a cosmic world. Things are not as they seem at all. And things will change. Okay? So something that I've been going through this moment right now where at first I was calling it an ebb, okay? Because I was feeling like my energy levels drop a little bit, especially when it came to me coming here and film. I was asking myself, where is that fire? Where is that high I would get when I finished filming? Why am I not feeling it anymore? I'll find my groove back. And so I've been riding this wave for the last month, I would say. But the inner feelings have been marinating and concentrating, really. It's kind of hard to describe, but I'm doing my best here with you, okay? Especially the past few days, it's like, oh my gosh. I came to a point where I realized that this ebb is actually a leveling up, because I'm stepping more and more into the new version of me. I am embodying it more and more and more. Also, embodying a new self-identity requires the death of the old you. Because a lot of times we're wanting to come here and embody the new version of us more and more, but we're holding on to the older frequencies that don't align anymore. And so when I'm thinking, I have to find my groove again. Why am I not like I was months ago? What's happening? Am I trying to walk backwards? Am I trying to hold on to what's literally being transmuted as I progress? Because when we're holding on to those little parts of us that make up the old identity, it's a bit of a back and forth, right? And so the images will take longer to show up for you, the new images. And so it's about allowing those parts of you to die. And this involves you with yourself. And this also involves other people. So who are you hanging out with? Because the people who have known you for so long, they know the old identity. They know the old you. And this is not to point a finger at the people. It's not to blame them. This is who they know. And so when you're going through shifts and transformations, if you don't allow yourself to blossom in conscious solitude more, you might be around people that are not allowing the old you to die. And so I just wanted to put it out there because it goes both ways. It's you with yourself and how other people see you, perceive you, and might hold you back, okay? So keep that in mind, because allowing the old you to die is key. And so something that I started doing, well, I guess for the last month during this ebb, something that now I'm thinking is not so much of an ebb, right? It's just this transmutation period that's so beautiful, and I feel it. I feel it. And it's beautiful. And I've been embodying it more and more. The new version of me. The new version of me is abundant, is wealthy, does not live in lack at all, is very generous, is very caring about himself, right? Very caring. So I began paying close attention. What am I wearing? So I wake up every day. I go to the bathroom and then I meditate. And then I get my dogs and I take them out immediately. And I have my shoes. I had my shoes that I always wore to walk my dogs. They were kind of old and they were dirty. Okay. And one shoe had a hole in it. And I was looking at them and I was like, would the new version of me be wearing these shoes? It was this moment. It was like, I got a new pair. It's beautiful. And I'm like wiping it often. Okay. Doesn't take me much time. And I am always wearing new clothes, the newer ones. I have some older clothes that I'm like donating and I'm selling some. I organized my wardrobe. Now I have just a few pieces of clothing really. The newer ones. And that's what I've been wearing now. And so I'm very conscious and attentive. Would the new version of me be doing this? So now when I'm in the elevator. The other day I was like in the elevator with my dogs and I was looking down and I saw my feet and I saw those beautiful clean shoes. My new pants. And I was like feeling like $1 million. Like, yeah, clean shoes, man. That's the new version of me. And I'm not going back. I'm telling you, it might sound silly. It might sound too simple. It's not, okay? It changes everything. And so the other day I was in the store, the grocery store. And I had a few moments there because I began to embody this for real. And you can too, okay? And so I was getting yogurt. I don't always get yogurt, but I was like, I'm getting some yogurt. Yeah. And so I saw some brands and I saw like one that was like, it was a brand I had never seen. It looked cheaper. It was cheaper. And I touched it, I grabbed it. Immediately I'm like, would the new version of me buy this brand? That's an old pattern replaying. Not allowing the old me to die. I am getting the yogurt, so now I have a few options here. I'm reaching for the cheap brand. And I'm like, no. I go ahead and I grab the famous good brand and I put it in my cart. It's not so much more expensive than the cheaper brand. It's not. But the mind is like, let's go to the cheap. Let's go to the cheap, right? And so I grabbed the good one. I'm going through the aisles. I see flip-flops. I had been wearing white flip-flops that were gray. They were not very clean. I tried cleaning them once, but they it wouldn't come off, okay? But they were good. They were working perfectly. Did I really need a new pair of flip-flops because I didn't have one? Not really. But you know what? I went ahead and I grabbed a new pair. Blue ones this time instead of white. And I put it in my cart. Among other small things. And so right now, what I'm doing all the time is, would the new version of me do it like this? Postponing things. Oh, I see something that's kind of messy there. Would the new version of me leave that for some other time? Probably not, And so I go ahead and like clean whatever it is that I need to clean quickly. Done. It's over. Last year, I embarked on the sexual energy transmutation journey, and it's been a blessing. And something that I started doing along with that last year was taking cold showers. Now, let me tell you, my friend, I was afraid and scared and of cold water touching my body. So the story I would say in my head is, I can't, it's too much, it's painful, I hate it, no way. And so last year, I began doing it. And then I began realizing that I can do anything. And this is something I've been affirming for a long time now. I can literally do anything I want, and I do it really well. And so with the shower thing, it's like, I can do it, I can totally do it. And it's been months now. Today, I can literally get into the shower with very cold water, just like that. Because my body, the self-identity of the body has changed. It's physical, right? In the past, it'd be like, my body can't take it. It's too much. It's too painful. But that was the identity I was keeping alive, that I can't do it. But as you begin embodying something else, right? So a new habit, taking a shower. So every weekday, I'm like taking a cold shower in the morning, taking a cold shower in the morning. After a while, if you're consistent, it changes you as a result, your identity. So for me, like my body getting into cold water, easy peasy. Even in cold days, okay? Easy peasy. And so transformation just comes. And you begin living from this new frequency, but we get to allow the old to die off. And so you get to be very clear as to who the new version of you is. Okay, so you can write it down. What would the new version of me do, say, think? Get detailed. If this seems boring or sounds a little like, oh, I don't know, you know, because we're conditioned to think about what we don't want, you can use that negative conditioning in your favor. You can turn it into a positive thing. How? Like this. You can literally say, the new version of me would not do this. And you will be able to spot that easily. As you're going about your day and you're doing things according to your programs, to your established habits, pause, pay attention, be present with the moment. And then as you see yourself engaging or not in an activity that it's very clear to you that is not aligned with the new version of you, then you know that that's not the way that the new version of you would do things. And so you use that to flip it into a positive. Change it in the moment. Embody the new version of you. Because as you take that little action and you flip the script, you do it differently, your subconscious mind, your body, they will feel it. They'll be like, oh, he means it. Or she. They mean business here. It's getting real. Okay. And little by little, you shift who you're being. You shift your identity. And when that happens, it means that the invisible world has shifted. And when your invisible world shifts, mind and heart, your physical world has no option but to conform. We are dealing with a mutable law here. This is not philosophy. It is also philosophy, but not only philosophy. It's practicality. Believe me, things shift. When you change who you are by changing what's going on in your external world, your physical reality shifts. And so I am going through this moment right now where at first I felt like I was losing my power. But I was very patient with myself. I was asking myself, how can I go back to my groove? How can I, go through this phase with grace? Guys, please keep guiding me. Ask for guidance. You're never alone. You have a team of unseen helpers ready to help, but we live in a zone of free will. They can't really interfere if you don't allow or ask for it. Ask for guidance, and that's what I did. And as I sat with it with grace and love, I didn't allow my mind to take me to places that we don't want to be anymore. And as I kept going, those blossoming feelings began to emerge, and I gained clarity that it's a leveling up. It's not about going back to the groove. What if, instead of filming and getting high, what if I filmed from a place of being high? What if that's the leveling up? resisting what's showing up for you is always going to take you back to where you've always been. And this has been a priceless lesson for me, because it would have been easy for me to just, oh my gosh, right? And so I sat with it. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. And now I'm embodying my new self-identity more and more. Oh boy, and it's beautiful. And so I'm filming this in hopes to share this energy that's going through in me right now, which is my medicine. I want to share this with you and inspire you to follow your heart, and to allow your heart and your mind to paint a better picture for you, because you deserve everything. Worthiness is your true nature. Abundance is your true nature, right? So the new version of you is the version of you who steps into your birthright, abundance itself. So much love, so much health. Because the only limitations that we experience are the ones imposed by our beliefs, mental plane, invisible, fundamental, along with the emotions. They're causing everything to be expressed on the Canva of your life. Don't resist the Canva of your life. Go within. Going within means going to the fundamental world. That's why meditation is so amazing, because it gives us a chance to go back to the fundamental world and shut off the non-fundamental world, for even if it's just for a little bit. Go within and embody the new version of you. Ask yourself, how can I do this mundane activity that I do every day a little different? How can I take a shower in a way that's a little different? How can I cook my meals in a way that's a little different? How can I drive my car, go to the gym? How can I clean the house, walk the dogs, do your work, whatever? How can I do this little thing that's so mechanical in a way that's a little different and that aligns a little more with the new version of me? You can do it right now. You can do it today, okay? And the more you step into it, and be patient with the ebbs and flows, okay? I'm telling you, my friends, it's special. It's very special, and I will be sharing more and more of my journey with you and how things are unfolding for me in my experience, okay? It's sacred, it's a blessing, and I hope the same for you guys. Let me know down in the comments if you've been through something similar to what I'm going through, okay? Or anything you feel called to share, all right? And if you resonate with this video, I am sure you're going to love the video I'm linking right here, so you can go ahead and check it out